Hello, hello, this is just a quick Grandmaster Nightfall guide for the arms dealer, Grandmaster Nightfall. This Grandmaster has anti-barrier and unstoppable champions. It also has solar and void shielded enemies, and solar burn is the burn. The loadout we're running, I'm using a little bit something different, Dawn Chorus Dawnblade. Reason is I feel like this build might be good at dealing with the tanks, does extra damage on Dawnblade, and burning the tanks and being able to kill them with one super should be pretty handy. The weapons though, Arbalest for the anti-barriers, an unstoppable pulse, and solar rocket is going to be used in melting the boss at the very end. Remedy is bringing the standard Bubble Titan with blinding grenades, unstoppable hand cannon, and our Galahorn, which will buff us for the damage on the boss. And Limonada is bringing the Tether Hunter, which will be useful for melting the boss as well, putting tether on him. The Arbalest for the anti-barriers, and a rocket, of course, for the damage. Would be better if we had a solar rocket, but it's no big deal. I'm sure we'll still be able to melt the boss regardless. If you're wondering what solar rockets would be good, His Vengeance from Volg is great, but if you don't have that, even just Ascendancy, the previous seasons... Oop, I thought it was a healing grenade. Previous seasons, Ritual Weapon would be very good too. They're both running Lucent Finisher on their class items, which gives us heavy ammo when you finish a champion.
Turns out Zon's network is different from the Red Legion.
Luckily this strike is free to play, so you don't need to own any DLC to access this Grandmaster Nightfall.
Look, let's not get into what might have shot into the sky and which enemy just summoned a bunch of reinforcements.
It sounds like you.
I don't usually like running pulse rifles personally, but a lot of the enemies we face in this GM are at range, so I feel like a unstoppable pulse fits the requirement a bit better than a hand cannon this time. A lot of the enemies here though are yellow bars or orange bars, so take quite a lot of shots to kill, especially with the pulse. We do have some snipers that will spawn at the back there. You can see one already you have to watch out for. Just hid behind the box. Go, those two snipers are down. There'll be another sniper at the back there as well. With solar burn on, the enemies also do increase solar damage, so you've got to be very careful about those solar snipers. Got an unstoppable champion just spawned in, and he's got melted.
Thanks for moving that tank out of the way. Head for that solar fuel cell.
What's that?
To spawn all the enemies up here, you do have to grab the cell and bring it forward. But you can drop it and start killing the enemies. The cell will disappear once the circle completes the around the whole relic, so you can keep picking it up and putting it down to reset the timer, or you can just let it despawn and pick it back up again. You have to be careful of the ship on your right as well, shooting a rocket to take it out. Might be worth it. Snipers at the back as well, look at them, two of them. Have another champion on our top right. You've got to be careful approaching this one as well. You can head glitch a little bit here. Make it a bit safer. And then dunk the ball once everything's dead. Dunking the ball spawns more enemies.
Dunk?
You see the unstoppable coming out from there. There used to be a phalanx as well last time that would walk up to that door and teleport down. Can't see him this time, so it looks like we're all good. Just need to kill these enemies. try and finish this unstoppable though, again because Lucent Finisher is a mod that our fire team has on. We get heavy ammo when we finish this champion. It's a seasonal artifact mod.
Guardian down.
That was kind of funny. I think we have to... Oh, never mind. Wrong button. I do find Arms Dealer to be probably one of the easier GMs from this season. So if you are looking at doing a GM for different subclasses, if you need to complete that triumph, I'd actually recommend this one. When we get to the boss room,
He's bound to have more.
you'll see,
Secure men
using the
don't
melt
surround
strat that we
themselves with
use,
others
we'll
like
be able to kill the boss before we even get to the top of the elevator anyway. So the subclass that you're using isn't that important.
Well,
So if you wanted a Chaos Reach Warlock is actually good as well. I'll be using Dawnblade to try and kill the tank, but
Ball and their weird ship names. Think
Chaos
of like
Reach
the
with
Colossus
Geomags
Ventura.
as the exotic on the tank can melt them as well. Kind of stuck. There we go. Trying to make our way over here behind the enemies. Then you don't have to kill any of them. You can jump up behind this box. And again, got to be careful of the snipers. There's a couple of snipers on the left and right, and the anti-barrier is the enemy that we really want to kill to make sure we get platinum rewards. There we go. He dropped heavy for me, but don't really want to risk it. It's that sniper there, and sometimes there's other snipers, so not going to worry about it.
Could be some really weird defenses in there. Not just flame turrets. I'm talking really.
Don't mess with them. They need to stay focused.
Alright, let's see how good this Dawnblade super is at taking care of the tank. Kind of want to wait for some of the enemies to spawn.
Why would they put a tank inside a ship?
Zon's running scared.
Because killing the enemies does give my Dawnblade its super back. You can see, did some good damage, killed the tank as well. Luminata did have his tether on it as well, so that probably helped. But comboing some of the enemies and the tank seemed to do a good job. This section here, you've got to be really careful of the two anti-barrier Colossus up there. They'll start beaming you from quite far away.
The elevator?
But staying this far back is safe. You can deal with a lot of the enemies. We want to take out a lot of the smaller enemies so we can get a bit closer to take care of the anti-barriers. There's two ways to take the anti-barriers. You can go up via the boxes behind them, or you can just kind of walk up here and take care of them. You don't want to be careful. They do like to walk backwards and hide though. So you can start putting damage onto them and then they might hide and re-heal once they're not looking at you anymore. There's another angle you can get on them though. I remember I've in the past come up this way. I'm pretty sure this far out, you're actually too far out for them to start shooting you. And if you get up here, even if they walk backwards, you still have an angle on them. That's one of them down. And finish the other one as well. I'm going to pick up some heavy ammo. Got a few bricks on the ground. That's special. I don't have my super for this tank, but you'll have the tank and also 3 unstoppables that charge you.
Hawthorne, you're not going to
Yeah, we're going to try and melt the tank.
Wait.
So, Remedy's already shot the galley off. That'll buff our rockets, so we can both shoot more. That should be dead. Yep. Because we're finishing a lot of the champions. Means we've got plenty of heavy. That one should be dead as well. You sent that one flying. I'm gonna go pick up some heavy now. My lasting impression rocket's not great for this because the champions do start standing up just before the rocket explodes, but also want to watch out for the yellow bar as well in the back there. I'm full heavy, so I don't care about leaving them alone. I saw a special. No, fell off. I have to jump down again. Now we're going to get some dogs spawning out of this door. Never mind. Alright, in this next section here after the scan, you'll see the boss sometimes spawns right above you and he starts jumping backwards. You technically can kill him, however it won't finish the strike early. Even if he dies, you'll still respawn again at the top of the elevator. The only benefit of killing him here is that you kind of speed it up, so it's often used in speedruns, but there is no real benefit of doing it. Could just be a waste of ammo.
And the flame turret. Is he using the flame turret?
Not having to have him shoot at you and getting the flame turrets is kind of handy though, but that's basically it. So it's not really worth worrying about. We do have an unstoppable coming down the bottom left and the flame turret's up as well. Goes finishable. Once all the flame turrets are dead, you'll see the boss runs backwards to the next section, but we still have to deal with these enemies here. Sometimes the anti-barrier comes forward as well, so you've got to watch out for him. And that phalanx loves to hug this corner down here, so be careful about him as well. In this next section, you kind of want to focus on killing the anti-barriers and the flame turrets. Killing the flame turrets will get rid of the boss, and obviously the anti-barriers are very dangerous as well. Alright, once both anti-barriers are dead, clean up the rest of the ads. And we're going to start getting ready for the boss melt. So, before you activate any of the switches here and start spawning the final part, what you want to do is you want to have one person climb this chain. It's really easy if you have a top tree Dawnblade actually. You can just eat your grenade and slide all the way up, but otherwise, any class can just jump onto this chain, as I'm doing right here, and climb all the way. Now, you don't want to go too high. Too high and you'll kind of screw yourself down there and get joining allies. Effectively, once you're in this kind of light section up here, close to the top, you're good and you can jump down. What this does is, it spawns the boss early. When you start moving the elevator, he'll spawn straight away and come out so you can start damaging him. Now that I've gone up, we can activate the console, kill the last of the ads, and then start the phase. You want to be very careful during the boss fight though. His solar sniper is doing increased damage, which means it'll hurt a lot and it could one-shot you potentially.
Almost back to the surface.
If you want to bubble
Watch for air support.
for the damage buff.
This guy's too smart to not have a backup plan.
And when you start sniping, you want to get into cover. Right, no bubble. Alright, Galahorn.
Go.
I'm stuck on this. Don't know why I can't move. As you can see, that was pretty scuffed, and he's still basically dead. Yeah, ideally, would have popped the bubble before the elevator started going up, and you would have been able to just keep shooting the rockets the whole way up. But even with a semi-scuffed phase, it's still very easy to kill him.
Thanks, boss.
There is a cheese where you can let him run to the tower, not do too much damage to him, and kill him with grenades underneath. But honestly, I find that even safer. You don't have to deal with any of the enemies, you don't have to deal with the ship. It's just a very easy melt. Anyway, thank you all for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, please consider liking and subscribing. It helps me out. Thanks.